TSMT, God, know they love me. Trust me, run a popcorn, it get buttery. Hit that like that shit, subscribe, go and show some love to me. I'll return the favor right back, it ain't hard to see. Yeah, I got the tempo, with TSM rap on the intro. TWP on a big mission, with TSM rap is a big difference. Don't get you an intro from somebody else, if you get one from me, better hit them. Y'all know, check out TSM Rapper. Shouts out. Oh, because you go get the intro from him, you know it's going to hit different. I ain't even going to tell y'all all about it. You know, I got mine for the low. If you don't get yours for the low, that's on you. Shouts out to 394. Packed house. We finna get them numbers up. Anyways, let's look at what's popping over here. Let's see. Stopping by Trap House. God, let's look at our last videos. Actually, we ain't gonna look at our last video. We're gonna look at our upcoming videos. We got shorts coming for days. Yes, if y'all look, I went through last night and did a gang of shorts. So y'all gonna have those dropping on a regular schedule for a little bit. Y'all stay tuned to see when they premiere. As y'all see, schedule. Make sure y'all check the schedule and see when they're gonna be posting. They're gonna be up there. Anyways, let's see the analytics. And views 105, 63. The watch hours at 5-8. They're going up. Subs is going up 394. On the way up. All right, so today's video. It's a good video too.
Kansas City, Missouri doesn't come up in hip-hop conversations very often. When it does, the odds are that 9 times out of 10 the focus is on Tx9. There's a very clear reason for that. Tx9 has been the wealthy, really reigning champ of the underrated Kansas City hip-hop scene since the late 90s into the thousands, with a career that leaves him still popular with his own fan base today. This is a rap market that often remains in the shadows of its more popular Midwest cousins Chicago and Detroit. In fact, even though Kansas City is the largest city in the state of Missouri, it's actually Missouri's second largest city, St. Louis, that has had the most recognizable rappers, like Nelly and Chingy, for instance. Even the iconic music artist and entrepreneur Akon was born in St. Louis, Missouri. But if you only knew how out of this obscure area when the Midwest was still fighting for their much-deserved clout in the rap world, if only we knew how Tx9 quietly became a multi-millionaire independently at a time when rappers were running full speed ahead towards record labels like Rockefeller and Bad Boy. From establishing his empire called Strange Music, supported by a loyal, devoted fan base known as Technicians, to getting some of the largest hip-hop artists in the world on his songs like Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, Logic, 2 Chainz, MGK, Joyner Lucas. Tx9's a big deal. Stay tuned and find out everything you need to know about how he came up independent in a time where it was foreign. Tx9 was born on November 8, 1971, and the Kansas City King of Hip Hop turns 50 in 2021. That means that Tx9 has a whole lot to celebrate with this milestone of half a century on this earth. Tx9 has been not just a rapper, but a record producer, a record label owner, a songwriter, a singer, an actor, and an active businessman. But before we get started doing a deep dive into his achievements and how he elevated his dreams into realities, first off, how did he arrive at a name like Tech9 if he's a rapper who isn't infatuated with guns? Tech9's stage name was given to him by rapper Black Wolf, stemming from the Tech9 semi-automatic handgun because of Tech's rapid rhyming style, known for his fast raps. As time went on, a deeper meaning was integrated into his title, with Tech9 saying that the Tech side of his name stands for the technique of rhyme that he's crafted, and the number 9 represents the number of completion. Tech was always addicted to knowledge and learning. He'd begin rapping the letters that his name consisted of in order to remember how to spell it. Education not only became a tool he used to fuel his future, but it was also a motivator when, in seventh grade, he wrote his very first rhyme in 1985, after he accepted a dare when someone pushed him to rap. Believe it or not, it would only be 5 years later that the young man would find himself rapping professionally. For his high school years, Tech9 attended Kansas City's Southwest High School, which is the same school that educated Henry and Richard Block, the co-founders of H&R Block, and Academy Award winners like Robert Altman and actor Chris Cooper. Tech9 explained to the University of Missouri Kansas City how school played a pivotal role in his development as a rapper. My junior year and my senior year, I really started to make music coincide with my schoolwork. I wanted to be smarter in my music. I actually started going to class and learning more so I could be smarter in my lyrics. I hate my teachers to this day because they never did give me foreign language. I would steal psychology books and everything because they would rather give me home economics. It didn't hit me till my graduation day from high school. I won a contest months before to open at Kemper Arena, and it fell on my graduation day. The day I was supposed to be walking with my diploma, I chose to be on stage. That's when I knew what I was going to do for the rest of my life. Tech9 wasn't always a soloist. Back in '91, he was a member of a group called Black Mafia, a crew called 57th Street Road Dog Villains, and another called Nuthos. For a time, Tech was signed to Perspective Records in 1990.
Pause, 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 pause. 66999. Anyways, what he meant to say was nut house. Yeah, this dude is crazy.
The
Yeah.
label founded by Janet Jackson's producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. After leaving Perspective without an album release, Tech would then sign to another record company founded by another superstar producer, Quincy Jones Quest Records, for a second, and then over to JCOR Records. But the 1990s wasn't all about playing musical chairs from label to label. Tech9 was on dozens of singles, rocked with the likes of Yuckmouth and a crew called The Regime, MC Ren from NWA, and even appeared on an all-star posse cut called The Anthem for Sway Calloway's Sway and King Tech album. The Anthem put Tech9's rhymes on display with Eminem, RZA, Pharoah Monk, KRS-One, Cool G Rap, Chino XL, Exhibit, and J.O. Felon. Tech9 finally ended off the 90s with his debut album, The Calm Before the Storm, on a label called Midwest Side Records. From that point forward, the music never stopped dropping. Since 2000, Tech9 has released a relentless discography of music with over 400 guest appearances, over 60 singles, 22 albums, 3 compilations, hundreds of music videos, 9 EPs, several documentaries, a mixtape, and appeared on 5 soundtracks. Aside from getting invited to appear on songs by Lil Wayne, Nori, Trick Trick, R.A. the Rugged Man, 3 6 Mafia, and E40, Tech9 has had his own platinum hits ring off like Caribou Lou, Worldwide Choppers, Am I Psycho, and Hood Go Crazy. Who have been the other musical artists that have influenced Tech9's aggressive rap patterns and flows? It's not just his personal hip hop favorites like NWA, Public Enemy, Eric B. and Rakim, and Justice. He also fell in love with rock music from The Doors, Led Zeppelin, Elton John, AC/DC, Metallica, and progressive artists like CeeLo Green, Outkast, and Gnarls Barkley. When your catalog is as long as Tech9's, you're sure to have been getting the bag year after year, building up your bank account to a decent level. But being prolific isn't the only reason why Tech9 is up to his ears in dollars. He became really rich by establishing his own record company back in 2000 with his business partner Travis O'Grin, the CEO of Strange Music Incorporated. The same way Tech9's stage name has an origin story, so does his label Strange Music. stemming from his admiration of the psychedelic rock music of the Doors, particularly in their 1967 song People Are Strange. The Strange Music logo, which is a bat over a snake, is also inspired by the Doors. Their lead singer Jim Morrison was widely known as the Serpent King. Strange Music has the muscle of Fontana distribution behind them to keep their products marketed and circulating properly. Fontana is currently responsible for the distribution of over 30 other record labels as well, including other labels like Rap-A-Lot, Rostrum Records, famously known for having Mac Miller as well as Wiz Khalifa on their roster, and many more. Strange Music may seem strange in not just name, but in their business strategies as well. Instead of pursuing the great big viral sensations that pop up on social media every 5 seconds, Strange is into actually developing artists with longevity. Their hand-picked roster puts out plenty of music, they get their artists out on the road in front of the fans that crave them, and they provide plenty of collectible merchandise to be sold along the way. Over the years, Strange Music has been the plug for not just Tech9's endless releases, but also for Murs, J Rock from TDE, Young Bleed, who used to be on Master P's No Limit Records, and many more rappers from Kansas City like Big Scoop, Joe Cool, and more. There are even the singer Mackenzie Nicole and pop band Above Waves that have helped the label broaden their horizons. No man is an island. It takes several helping hands to assist any visionary execute the day-to-day demands of an entertainment career, especially one as undeniably ambitious as Tech9's. This is where we introduce you to Travis, Strange Music CEO, co-founder, and the right-hand man standing beside Tech9 every step of the way. Even before meeting Tech9, Travis had already generated millions of dollars in the furniture business with the company he owned called Furniture Works, with 32 locations in 18 states across the U.S. Travis was also involved in the real estate market and was working with friends to start the urban apparel brand called Paradise Originals, which is how Travis met up with Tech in the first place back in '97. Travis inquired to see if Tech would be a part of their fashion shows and let Paradise Originals design clothes for his performance apparel. When he eventually approached Tech asking why he never saw him on television or heard his music on the radio, he offered the suggestion that they go into business together. After getting the ball rolling in the late '90s, Travis and Tech agreed to set up Strange Music and split it between them 50-50. The imposing football player-sized Travis helped get Tech9 away from the local business entanglements that were holding Tech9 back at the time, and they set their sights on building up the infrastructure of Strange Music. Their first distribution deal was with J-Core based in New York City for Tech9's Angelic album, but unfortunately this turned out to be a costly learning experience. After selling 100,000 copies during the first 6 months of the release, J-Core allegedly stopped paying Tech9. Thankfully, Strange Music was able to regain the rights to Tech9's Angelic album, and the deal only ended up lasting for that single album. The second distribution partnership was with MSC Entertainment and Mark Cerami, the former owner of Priority Records, the legendary label that's known for their work with Ice Cube, early Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Ice-T, and Snoop Dogg. Their relationship with MSC didn't last long either, but it did manage to be a platform to re-release Tech9's Angelic, leading to an energized sales increase of another 300,000 copies sold. With the enormous success of Angelic as an independent album, the partnership between Strange Music and MSC Entertainment continued in 2002 with the release of Absolute Power. This time around, the sales numbers went up, moving about 350,000 copies. With the goal of getting a bigger distribution supply chain set up along the lines of major players in the 2000s like Cash Money Records, Tech and Travis set their sights on selling between 50,000 to 100,000 albums. This desire was surpassed 10 times over. By 2005, Strange Music had sold 500,000 records and pushed towards getting a distribution deal with Fontana Universal Music. Strange was seeking an advance of nearly 400,000 in order to launch the next Tech9 album. At first, Fontana turned them down, saying that type of dealing wasn't something they do. But after they accepted an invite to a Tech9 show in LA at the Key Club and witnessed Tech's explosive connection to his loyal fans, a deal was sealed between Strange Music and Fontana the very next day. Now, this new and better funded version of Strange Music with Fontana Universal Music was able to push over 250,000 units of Tech9's Ever Ready album in 2006, keeping most of the proceeds for themselves and continuing their business journey in this fashion. To avoid wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars on recording outside music studios, Travis found a solution, which he explained to Forbes by saying, I invested over $4 million in Strangeland Studios. There's the building itself, and then the studios that we built upstairs. I went all out. I bought every single thing on our producers and our engineers list that they possibly wanted. We went in and built a beautiful studio, one that is sonically as accurate as anything I've ever heard. I'm very happy with it. Strange Music represents Kansas City hip hop music to the fullest, but the headquarters to the business operation itself is in a much more low key location. The part of Missouri that Strange Music, the company, calls home is Lee Summit, a population of just under 100,000. With Travis being an experienced businessman, he applied an organized approach that's inspired by the Japanese philosophy called zaibatsu, in which companies strengthen their control by creating sub businesses to support the parent company instead of depending on outside organizations. With over 2 decades of business under their belt, Strange Music maintains a 160,000 square foot facility and over 60 employees in Lee Summit that houses Strange headquarters. CEO, accounting, administration, social media, and touring. You've got Strange Land, which is the recording studios, video production, editing, and soundstage. Strange World, which is merchandise manufacturing, screen printing, shipping, and fulfillment. There's even Strange Works, a production company, and The Wash, which is their automobile washing facility. The touring schedule that Strange Music artists have been able to embark on has been so consistent that in 2018 alone, the label completed over 430 shows. How big is touring to the Strange Music business model? Travis spoke to Polestar about the power of tour dates back in 2017. When I commit to something, we do it. In our 17 years, we have never missed a single show with Tech. Not one show. None. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. 17 years. Rapper. Never missed a show. Who the hell else can say that? Most of these rappers miss one of their first 5 shows when they blow up. I took out J-Rock, and Kendrick Lamar used to be the hype guy for J-Rock on our earlier tours before we ended up upstreaming him to Interscope. And now the rest is history. It's fun to be a part of that. I took Slaughterhouse on their first tour. I took Machine Gun Kelly out on his first real tour, and we did the longest tour in hip hop history. I think it was 99 shows in 107 days. I took E40 out on tour. Plus, this last tour that E40 did, I was the one that organized that. And then I put Stevie Stone out with him on that particular tour. But music isn't the only element of the Strange Music vision. They handle the visual side in-house, as well as Travis's share. Now we own our own Reds, digital cameras, we own our own light trucks, we own our own grip trucks. We have an entire building that's for creative. And the whole lower level is dedicated to nothing but video production. You have the head of the department, Kerry. You have his assistants. We have cinematographers. We have lighting guys. We have set designers, grip people. It's all in-house now. We're able to produce much more than what we would be able to if we had to rely on somebody charging us an exorbitant amount to do these videos. So now we have a full-fledged video department that produces not only full-on videos, but also do all the marketing stuff that the social media needs, and they feed off of each other. Strange Music has had many years averaging approximately 20 million per year, with 3 of their core revenue streams carrying the bulk of the heavy financial lifting almost equally. The top 3 Strange Music income sources are touring, which has averaged around 7 million annually. In second place is music sales, which is not far behind touring at 6.5 million a year. And in third place is their exclusive Strange Music merchandise at 6.1 million annually. Obviously, these numbers reflect Strange Music's business income in a pre-pandemic
7, 6,
but how
and
effective Travis
6.5.
generate such impressive music-related revenue at a time when
That's all
music
6s and
industry has
7s,
been
people.
crying out
All
loud about
6s and
how dollar
7s.
signs have been decreasing and transitioning to streaming. It all has to do with their cost structure because all 3 of these Strange Music business operations have no middlemen involved. With many independent rappers and singers relying only on minuscule streaming residuals without shows, merchandise, and physical music for sale, the bulk of the competition just can't compete, especially when you consider that most indie artists would be lucky to even have streaming numbers high enough to pay their rent every month. Just how lucrative has the merch game been for Team Strange? Forbes reported that they get the vast majority of their merchandise manufactured in China. This production arrangement has led to huge profit margins. We're talking about the ability to mark up the price of a Strange Music shirt that costs maybe $3 to produce to be sold for at least $25, which is still a typical retail price. Then there's their independent distribution deal with Fontana that makes it possible to press up and fulfill sales of vinyl albums and compact discs. Tech9 receives about 7 times the amount you would probably receive for physical copies of album sales if he had been signed to a major record deal. Let's not forget the extensive investment that Travis and Tech have made in touring deals. Strange Music keeps a lot of the touring expensive for themselves because they own over 20 tour vehicles that can take nearly $2 million worth of merchandise out on the road with the performers. Tech9 has an estimated net worth of $18 million, richer than the majority of actual rappers that signed major deals, and definitely the majority that came out in the 90s when he did, earning approximately 30 million dollars between the years of 2020 and 2016 alone. All in all, Tech9 has proven not just the power of independent freedom in the music industry, but also the importance of having a dedicated team and a business partner that he can trust and break bread with. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you.
Man,
What's poppin', y'all? Today we're going to be talking.
we ain't talking about Drake. But y'all see the page. Okay, so I mean, y'all already know that Team BWC rocks with that Team Strange. Anyways, y'all have a nice day. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. Short videos uploaded, post. I got a gang of them coming. Be on the lookout. Make sure you leave comments so I know y'all supporting Team DWC. I'll see y'all in the next one.